Hi guys, Genevieve here, coming at you with another video. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Genevieve. I'm a mindset life coach here to help you smash all those crazy limiting beliefs. If you would like to work with me, go ahead and click on the link that I posted below in the description box, book a session with me, or we can get on a discovery call and we will take it from there. Okay guys, cozy on up and get comfortable. Go grab your hot tea or your cup of coffee. It is really cold out today, so let's get cozy and comfortable and I really want to talk about change and transformation. It's been on my heart to talk about this since yesterday because change and transformation can be so messy. We know that when we're enduring any kind of change, whether it's big or small, any kind of transformation, it can feel like a little bit of a roller coaster ride. I know for myself, I've endured a massive change in the last like 6-7 years of my life, and it has felt at times really uneasy, very uncomfortable. It's felt fearful at times and doubtful, like I don't know what the next day is gonna look like. It could, and then I also had moments where I felt excited, that I knew that there's like a new chapter on the horizon, that I just couldn't really see what was happening behind the scenes, but I knew in my heart that something new was emerging. And so I just want to encourage anyone out there that's going through any kind of change or transformation to just try to center yourself and go within, because when we go within, that's when the real magic happens. All right guys, let's dive in. Let's talk about what happens to our brains when we're going through change and transformation. I like to call this the battlefield of the mind, because when we're going through any kind of change or transformation, the way I love to describe this to my clients is that it's literally you fighting years and years and years of wiring, of old programming that has developed in your brain for the lifespan of your life. And that looks differently for everybody. It's literally you fighting against these old ways of thinking. So when I'm working with clients, people typically have experienced change in two ways. Whether they are choosing this change and they're wanting to get from point A to point B to become this new version of themselves, or the universe has literally ripped the rug from underneath them and has said, nope, now you're on a new path and now you got to figure it all out. And I don't know about you guys, but I have experienced that, and it's like, whoa, it really tests your faith. It tests your confidence. It just refines you in so many ways, right? But this is a good thing. And let me tell you that when we want to become this new version of ourselves, or if we feel like we're being forced to become this new version of ourselves, we have to begin to think new ways, think new thoughts. And what's happening in our brain is when we begin to think new thoughts of ourselves, right, to become a better version of ourselves, our brain's creating these new neural pathways that are weak in the beginning. But if we're consistent with thinking these new thoughts and bettering our sense of self, eventually the new version of you is going to emerge. It's not easy. It takes practice. Again, we're all human. We all fall short. And this doesn't mean that you're never going to have a negative thought about yourself ever again. It just means that be conscious of the thoughts that you're having. So an example I like to give is, let's say that you're feeling doubtful or fearful about something, right? Like, let me give you guys an example of something that I experienced. Many years ago, I was going through a divorce, and I was in the process of actually buying a home. And in that whole process, it really was testing my sense of faith that I was even going to be able to buy a home. And I didn't know what that was going to look like. because if I would not have gotten that home, basically in a nutshell, I wouldn't have a place to go to. I wouldn't have a place to move to. So what I had to tell myself every day is, I'm a winner. I always get what I want. I'm the best there ever is. I got this. When we begin to talk to ourselves like this, you guys, okay? And this isn't just like wishful thinking. This isn't just positive thinking. No. You're literally creating these new neural pathways in your brain. Because again, remember, when we're feeling fearful, when we've experienced any kind of like momentum or any kind of expansion, we get scared. And our brain is going to take us to what it knows. Our brain is not going to take us to what's best for us. It's going to go back to the old patterns because that's all it knows. So a lot of times our brain is going to go back to what's familiar, but keep in mind that what's familiar may not be in your best interest. So that's why we have to be consistent in our mind with what we're thinking. And it's like your self-talk, right? Our words have power. Our words really do have power over us. So when we're consistent with our thoughts and what we're telling ourselves on a consistent basis is what we are going to become. So I'm going to go back to talking about how we are so quick to judge ourselves, right? We are so quick to think negative about ourselves, whether that's because you're feeling maybe you're not competent enough, or you're not lovable, or you're not good enough. If we're so quick, you guys, to think these negative things about ourselves, have the audacity to flip that script and start talking good about yourself. Have the audacity. And I know it may sound weird and silly in the beginning, but literally have the audacity to look in the mirror and talk to yourself and say, I'm capable of this. I got this. I am powerful. I am unstoppable. I'm the best there ever is. When you do that, the new version of yourself is eventually going to show up. Your job, though, in this war, in the battlefield of your mind, is to be consistent with those thoughts. That's how you become the new version of yourself, through transformation. All right, guys, I hope that this helps someone out there. Again, if you want to work with me, go ahead and click on the link, book a session, and I will talk to you guys soon. Bye.